There are some basics of the lymphatic system that we need to understand. Because again, most people really don't know about their lymphatic system until we get cancer, and then we really need to work much harder to get it going. So your lymphatic system is everywhere in your body. It runs along your blood vessels, and it's meant to pick up blood that comes out of your arteries. Very little blood goes back into your veins, and really they're finding out that the lymphatic system is the system that must pick up that blood and waste in our tissues around our cells. Now the lymphatic system all must come down to, everything in the head has to come down to our neck, everything in the body has to come right into two lymph vessels in our neck. Most people will have the major lymph drain on the left side, 5% of the people will have it on the right side. And it really is to understand that we have thousands of lymphatic vessels in our body and head that must flow into one vessel on either side of our neck. And when we get tight in our shoulders, and who doesn't get tight in their shoulders, understand that that tightness really is due to acid waste building up because the lymphatic system is congested, and acid waste has to come into the body in this area. So when it can't get into these vessels and back into the heart efficiently, then it builds up in our shoulders and our neck. So really most people don't understand why they get tight. Now we know it's acid waste building in your blood, in your tissues, in your muscles, creating that tightness. Now the lymphatic vessels are really tiny. It's a plumbing system that must remove waste from our body. And most of it is as thin as your hair or microscopic. And if you can imagine a plumbing system that's meant to clean us, that's as thin as your hair or microscopic, it's going to get clogged up often. So we have to keep this system moving. We have to keep our shoulders relaxed. And you'll often hear me talk about the shuffle. This is a very easy way to just move your shoulders to release vessels and to release muscles to get the lymphatic system going. Often you'll even feel tingling. So in 1920, a Dr. Miller wrote that when the lymphatic system becomes interfered with or damaged, then below it will have problems. Meaning if this plumbing system becomes damaged, then below it is not going to be able to clean as well. So it's so important to understand that when this lymphatic system backs up, then it backs up into our organs, our skin, our bones, our muscles, our eyes, our brain, creating inflammation and the disease process. In 2011, a study on senescent cells, these are cells in the body that have not gone through apoptosis, which is a normal cellular death, and they're just dead but floating around intact, and they're giving off toxic substances as they float around. They found that when they remove these senescent cells in the body, inflammation halted. And inflammation, understand, is really what we call the root cause of most disease. So to me, this study showed how dead cell material sitting in the body and decaying is really creating a lot of our inflammation. And that's what the lymphatic system must remove, must help get rid of cellular waste in our body. So if you have a skin problem like eczema, or there are very serious problems like psoriasis, understand that cellular waste. In eczema, it's actually acid building under the skin. The lymphatic system has two distinct systems or levels. The first superficial level is right under your skin. And this takes the majority of your lymph, between 60 to 70% of your lymph in your body is right under your skin. If you were to touch your skin just slightly, that's your lymph system. If you would just touch a little heavier, you're into the secondary lymphatic system, the deeper flow. And that's in your organs, your muscles, your bones. It's everywhere. And our superficial lymphatic system right under our skin is just dependent on breathing. So most people don't deep breathe. And so if we don't deep breathe, then waste fills our body. So one of the simplest things we can do to help our lymph system is deep breathe often. And we do this by taking a deep breath in and letting it out with a little force. When we do that, we create a wave of venous fluid and lymphatic fluid through our body. So breathing is very important. When we have organs that are ill, pancreatitis, pancreatic cancer, ovarian cancer, lung cancer, or infections in our organs, then we have to understand the lymphatic system is playing a major role in this. In every organ and around most tissues, we have blood vessels, arteries, and veins. But we rarely think that there is lymphatic vessels there also that are cleaning the leftover waste that can't get into the veins. And really, the lymphatic system must clean the majority of that. So when the lymph system can't clean the organ's own cellular waste, then its own cells build in that organ and create inflammation, toxicity, and disease. So it is really the lymphatic system that maintains every system of our body, whether it's our skin, our organs, even your eyes. If they can't be cleaned, and the eyes really don't have lymphatic vessels, we have a Schlemm's canal in the back of the eye, but if that becomes congested, then acid, waste, and proteins can build in the eyes, creating cataracts. Once we understand the basics that our lymphatic system must clean us, it's our sewage treatment plant, it's easy to see how we're suffering from auto-intoxication. All of our 1,000 diseases are really a basic one imbalance in our body that is stopping our lymphatic system and creating our own cellular waste to build in our body, creating inflammation and disease. So, again, start thinking of your lymphatic system on a daily basis. Deep breathing, good posture. If we're standing slouched, then we're interfering with this plumbing system. So think about standing more straight. When you're in your car, adjust your mirror so you're sitting straight, not slouching. But that little bit of slouching really can crimp vessels in our body and interfere with the function of the organs and our overall health. So please, if this makes sense to you, that we have to maintain this system that we have, every one of us around the world has, then please tell others. Tell them to come like our page, lymphaticrei.org. We have a few videos that they can get caught up on and become really knowledgeable about this system that they should be taking care of every day. And it's not about being perfect, because there are many people who are eating raw food, eating vegetarian, and still have lymphatic problems. It's more about learning that we have to clean our body and balance our pH on a daily basis, because once our body becomes slightly acidic, our tissues constrict, and that means our cells constrict, and then now our lymphatic vessels constrict, and it can no longer pick up waste. And that's really what's happening in our body. And there's no doubting that we have an acid problem. We spend $50 billion a year on antacids and Prilosec products, so we know there's a problem. But we treat acid as a digestive problem rather than acid constricting our lymphatic system and allowing our body to fill with its own cellular waste. So please tell somebody about our lymphaticrei.org website and help us change world health. Thank you.